not a day for long speeches because we need to give a lot of room for, this is like a form of stakeholders engagement, and it's imperative that we make allowance for our colleagues, the traders in the computer village, to have ample opportunity to ask their questions and for us to be able to inform them or tell them what they need to know so that they can fulfill their civic obligations. Yes, I know that yes, most times a lot of them want to do what is right, but maybe they do not know what to do or who to pay to or when to pay. I'm here with my colleagues. If you look at the extreme end of the table, we have sufficient staff here who will be able to give you both flyers, engage you in conversations where you want to know a lot more. So, to quickly go on to it, we deal with personal income tax. That is income that is personal on what you earn, or businesses that you do and profits that you make. And what do I mean? Yes, we have 40 tax stations in Lagos State, and we also have 40 mini tax stations. The tax stations deal with the people that are either on pay as you earn, if you own a business and you have staff, so you have to file your return between the 1st of January and 31st of January. If you are a business person, as most of the people in the computer village will fall into, you have to file your tax between the 1st of January and 31st of March. So you still have today and tomorrow to do the needful, because you have to file your tax. Even where it is nil tax, you need to still file your tax. What do we mean by filing tax? It's just basically saying that for the previous year, this is the business you have done, this is the profit you have made, these are the expenses or thereabout that you have also had, and then you put everything, and then you can also voluntarily assess yourself, because we prefer people to voluntarily comply. So you can voluntarily assess yourself also, and by the time you compute it, or where you cannot do that computation, you can also take advantage of professionals. That's why the Chartered Institute of Taxation is there, to give you people that are experts in computing taxes, and they will be able to guide you and help you compute it so that you can do the needful within the stipulated time. What are the 40 tax stations for? The 40 tax stations, we are trying as much as possible to locate our offices close to you, so that you would not have to travel long distance or have to come all the way to the head office before you can do or fulfill your civic obligations. Then the mini tax stations. The mini tax stations, we realize that not every business is structured. So that is what gave back to the informal sector. The informal sector is to take into cognizance businesses that are not too lettered, people that are not too lettered, or businesses that are not too structured, who do not keep their income and expenditure statements. So the informal sector, we also know that a lot of people might not understand English, or they might not understand the fine details of computation. So the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service has created what is called the Ibile Hub. So that's what you see me dressed in, because I'm the Director of Informal Sector and Special Duties. So I deal with most of the people in computer village. Likely you will have those that have small, like, what would I call? I wouldn't want to call it a K club, but they have small businesses on the road. Those people that are technicians and all that. So those are the people that really fall under the informal sector. But because we also know that a lot of people in the computer village do not keep proper books of accounts also. So we handle people also within that area. You have the people in the plazas that you have mentioned. So we have staff that go into those plazas to help you with the Form A, for you to fill your forms, to have you pay. And we've also gone a step ahead. We've introduced under the Ibile Hub, we've introduced people that can actually come. Because we understand the business, the ease of doing business is very key. And Lagos is very, very, what would I say? Lagos is very, very detailed with respect to ease of doing business. We do not even want you to even go sometimes to our 40-minute tax station. So we've created teams that can actually come into those plazas on days that you will set aside. They would create a table and a desk there. you can have your members then go to such desk, either for purpose of inquiry or for purpose of payment. And then we also have the POS systems with us. So you don't even have to go to the banks anymore. There are people who are within us that are trained to take your payments. And at the get-go, once you have those payments done, they give you what you always have through the POS. That's that small printout. So you have the small printout given to you as acknowledgement of your payments, and then not later than the next day, you must have your receipt. Because we know that one of the things that we'll be hearing today is, oh, I've paid in time past, I did not get my receipt, I've paid in time past, I was not given my tax card. So we have also sat down to think of it, that what do we need to introduce to ensure that our taxpayers do not have any cause or justification not to want to pay. So those that you have that are electricians on the roads of computer billing, we've created what would likely be called a presumptive tax kind of payment. So they will be paid to a certain amount, because we know that yes, they are not doing major business like the import and export people. We've also looked at associations, people that fall within the bracket of associations. So while you might not have to pay too much, but also we would look into your income and then we would give you what is categorized within association. So we've taken time as much as possible to look at the different stratas of people that fall within the taxpayer sector, and for them to be able to fulfill their obligation. So these are a few of the things that we've been doing. So right now, within the computer billing, you can always have us set up a timetable for you. We come there with our staff, we set up desks, we enumerate everyone, we register you, we do your biometrics, you pay, and then even for those within the presumptive tax bracket, you can even pay twice or more, because we understand the ease of doing business, and we know that most of you make money on a day-to-day. So we know that to take out a lump sum might be very difficult. So we also made that available for those that fall under the presumptive tax. So that is very, very available to you, and we can start as soon as you say we should come. We've been doing it for other associations. We are in the market all over you, and we have them. They've done timetables that stretch as far as maybe next month, so that they can pay. We've scheduled 2 days in a week for them until we've totally exhausted the plazas or totally exhausted the taxpayers that fall within this bracket. So yes, we know that as government we have the power to enforce, but yes, also we understand that Lagos is peculiar in the sense that we would willingly and readily have our taxpayers voluntarily make payments than to now wield the powerful stick of government and come and enforce. I know that in some years back, we came to computer village to enforce, and I was the one that led that enforcement team. So I know that enforcement power for government is available, but we realized that we would want you to come voluntarily, and that is why I want to appreciate the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria and the Lagos district for setting up this laudable event, because stakeholders engagement is very, very key. And when you understand the impact of stakeholders engagement and we're able to engage on this platform and hear your views, we would also be able to go home and take something home that we can learn, and maybe there are some things that we need to retweak, we will retweak on our side, and maybe there are some things that you also would need to know. We'll be able to explain to you. And for me, once knowledge is given and understood, then application and followership becomes very easy. So not to say too long, because they say when the sermon is too long, the angels fly away. So I'll stand on this. Thank you very much. Thank you.